Hello, I'd like to talk to you about intellectual property and how I protected StickiButt. When I first made StickiButt, a couple of people told me you don't want to go telling your ideas just to anyone because someone could steal your idea and make millions off of the back of it. And I agreed, I didn't want anyone to steal my idea. However, I didn't know how to protect my product. Well, I typed into a couple internet search engines to find out and see what the internet could throw back at me. Well, it seems there is a wealth of information about intellectual property on the internet. Some of it is a little bit confusing and a bit conflicting too. However, I managed to find a really great book. It's from the Dummies range, Patents, Registered Designs, Trademarks and Copyright. Easy to read, very informative, and with a little bit of humour thrown in to make an otherwise dry subject a little bit more bearable. It also suggested that you look at the UK Intellectual Property Office, so I went to their website, read some of their guides and ordered some of the booklets. So for instance, this one's Trademarks and Application Guide. Well, there's three types of intellectual property. There's patents, registered designs and trademarks. A patent covers the functionality of the product, how it works. A registered design covers the look and the appearance of the product, and the trademark covers the name and the logo of the product. I wasn't 100% sure what I wanted for StickiButt or even what I needed. I knew that StickiButt was a product with functionality, so a patent would apply to it. I knew that one day there would be an appearance to it, and I was 99% sure I wanted the name StickiButt as a name for the product, and therefore I wanted that protected as well. In many of the sources of information about intellectual property, it suggests that you go to a patent attorney to know exactly what you need to apply for. Also, patent attorneys are trained in the language, and believe me, they do speak their own language, and therefore they can write, for instance, the patent application, the registered design application in such a way that it protects you to the best possible advantage. I managed to find a registered patent attorney relatively close to where I live, and booked an appointment, took my prototype with me and went and met the chap. We decided that a patent would probably be the best starting place. Obviously I needed to know whether anybody else had the idea like StickiButt, whether I would be infringing anyone else's patent, and whether I'd be in a good position to protect StickiButt anyway. So he started to write some claims, and I also asked for a comprehensive quick search because really I wanted to be put out of my misery. So he filed the claims with the patent application, asked for the IPO office to search, and I also did some of my own searching online, but it is rather tedious and you also need to know the lingo. So for instance, where I was looking for pillion associated inventions, the UK Intellectual Property Office threw back some what they call prior art from other things, so for instance child restraint harnesses or harnesses for restraint in cars and so on. Well, there was 8 previous cited documents relating to StickiButt that the Intellectual Property Office sent back to us with objections to my claims. However, none of the cited inventions really did what StickiButt did, so it's almost like they sort of threw darts and hit ones that were similar but not actually with the same functionality or working use. One was a little close to it, but even then it didn't have the full adjustability or was really designed to be used on motorcycles and movable forms of transport. Well, in the meantime, I also found out that I was a very small fish in a big pond of inventing and manufacturing and IP. So it was all getting a little bit daunting, and I got in contact with a company called Business Link. It's like a government-run type thing which helps people and businesses. And the chap at Business Link suggested that there is the Southwest Inventors Club. So I went and headed off up there and met the people at the club. Explained some of my problems. So for instance, I needed to find somewhere else that I could get prototypes made up, and also continue my intellectual property journey. A patent attorney actually come and spoke at one of the meetings, and I felt that he probably could handle my product better than the current patent attorney was doing. So I switched over to his services, and he took a look at the claims and whatnot and rewrote it a little bit to overcome the objections, and fortunately the patent was granted. So then I had to think, well, I've got prototypes still in hand and I've got the name. So my next important thing was really registering the trademark, and to do so you can use an online system at the UK Intellectual Property Office, and I've got a very good friend of mine to do the graphic design and get it all on the correct sizing, pixels, things like that, things that are sort of way above me, and he managed to get it all sized so it would be able to upload and I could do everything online. I registered my application, and currently that's all going through the system with no objections. I'm waiting for my certificate any day now, and basically that's where I'm at. So I've got a final design, however I know that I can use this design for a while before needing to protect it via registered design. And now that I've got a market ready prototype ready to sell in its full state with all the technology that it needs on it and so on, I'm also ready to get all the materials ready to register the design. Well, thanks for listening to me, and I hope you found this informative and useful. Bye bye.